Now, northern Palm Beach County is poised for tremendous growth in the next 5 years. And tonight, we're taking a closer look at a new employer that plans to eventually bring more than 2,000 jobs to the area.
We are here to celebrate the grand opening of Ampera's world headquarters.
Today, Ampera opening the doors to its facilities off of Northlake Boulevard in Palm Beach Gardens. Now, the company says it's building a new class of energy systems, what they call an ultra-safe and compact nuclear reactor that could potentially power entire communities. Ampera has hired 100 people to start, with plans to scale to 2,500 employees. Now, we have team coverage of today's major announcement. WPTV's Michael Hoffman has an exclusive look at the product being manufactured, and our John Shaman explains how this all fits in a much larger growth story for the region.
A who's who of the business community came out here for the grand opening of the Ampera World Headquarters.
You know, John, Ampera tells me they could have picked anywhere in the country to settle down. They looked at Tampa and Orlando before landing here in Palm Beach Gardens, which begs the question, why here, why now?
I had the chance to speak with the CEO, who tells me this area could become Silicon Valley 2.0, and he's recruiting talent to the area.
Just started working here in January.
Scott Fisher tells me a random conversation with a friend led him to Ampera.
It's not the theme park sense here. It's more laid back.
This former Navy pilot has lived all over the world and even spent many years in Florida, but knew nothing about Palm Beach County.
Beautiful traffic, like most of Floridian cities.
We brought everyone here because something real is happening.
Ampera CEO Brian Matthews tells me Palm Beach Gardens had what he was looking for.
I think for a technology company, you want to be connected to the investment community. So you want to have access to high net worth individuals, to likewise minded technology companies.
The company is expected to bring 2,500 employees over the next 5 years, but that's just over 10% of the number of jobs northern Palm Beach County will need to fill in the next 4 years. The Palm Beach North Chamber of Commerce says 85,000 people are expected to move to the region in that time.
The quality of life is what makes this community so special.
Noel Martinez is CEO of the Palm Beach North Chamber of Commerce. He tells me he's heard the same 3 issues from their 800+ members for years.
Workforce talent and recruitment. They're still struggling to find and keep the right people. Insurance costs, obviously, is another big issue for them, and housing. Housing that's affordable.
The Chamber recently unveiled a regional strategic plan to provide a high quality of life, a prosperous economy, and a resilient and connected region.
It means education. How are our schools doing? Traffic, infrastructure.
Martinez says his group has to address challenges of affordability and accessibility without that growth displacing the essential workforce. He tells me 83% of the businesses he represents have 5 employees or fewer.
Because they need a voice, right? They need a voice. They don't have the budget to send somebody out to Tallahassee to advocate for them, or even attend city council meetings. So whenever there's an issue, they have us supporting them.
The Chamber has nicknamed the region the Prosperity Coast. The challenge will be to make sure it's prosperous for all. So what does Ampera do? It is an energy company the likes we've never seen before. And Michael, I understand you had the exclusive opportunity to talk with the CEO about what's going to happen here.
Yeah, you can see right behind me, it's a nuclear power plant all condensed into a shipping container. The company has high hopes to power AI data centers, military infrastructure, and eventually entire communities, but there's still a lot of work to go. At Ampera's new headquarters in Palm Beach Gardens.
I'm just proud to be an American company.
A new course is being charted into the world of nuclear technology.
Can't think of a better place to be.
Ampera claims to have cracked the code on what it calls ultra-safe mobile nuclear reactors.
Hopefully we'll be the first company to bring this to market.
To find out how it all works, Ampera's founder and CEO, Brian Matthews, gave us an exclusive first look. Unlike most nuclear power, which uses enriched uranium, he says these generators are using a different energy source called thorium.
Thorium is naturally abundant. It's got an extremely long half-life, so we find it everywhere. And thorium gives you tremendous benefits.
2 of the big benefits, he says, is that thorium produces less radioactive waste, and it's safer, with 0 risk of a runaway reaction that could cause a meltdown or disaster.
And that means that we don't have a self-sustaining chain reaction. And if you don't have a self-sustaining chain reaction, if you remove the power to the neutron generators, the system can only shut down. It's impossible for the system to continue. So that's completely unique in nuclear technology.
It's been the sort of holy grail.
The reactor itself is compact and mobile. It fits inside a shipping container. Right now, they're in the pre-application process as they seek regulatory approval, with the goal of powering data centers, military infrastructure, and perhaps homes in the future.
The systems you see behind me and to my left, those systems can power thousands of homes, 10 to 20,000 homes. So the natural evolution of that is to power communities, remote communities, any communities that aren't grid connected. That is the dream. We'll go step by step. But the technology will do the talking.
Now, the company still has some hurdles to jump through to get them to that point where they're powering communities. But, John, as I understand it, they're going to be building everything right here where we're standing. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Absolutely. The hope is to have 200 employees by the end of this calendar year and 2,500 by the end of the decade. For Michael Hoffman, I'm John Shainman in Palm Beach Gardens.